Greetings everyone, hello and welcome to the Pegasus Expedition by Color Gameworks, a grand strategy space exploration game looking quite similar to Stellaris, but also to, well, Civilization, as it's turn-based, and you probably might want to enjoy this game. This video is sponsored by Fulcrum Publishing, and I want to show you the beginning of the campaign and some gameplay and game mechanics of what you can expect out of this. If you're interested in the Pegasus Expedition, have a look at the link in the video description or comment section that gets you right to the Steam store. Without further ado, let's get cracking. Before we dive right into this game that is having its full release, by the way, on June 20th, we have to select some, well, game modes. We do have two of them available, the campaign and scenarios, where you can play against different challenges or where you can face different challenges. The campaign brings you the story of this game, and it has a quite in-depth story, really, and we want to, of course, have a look at that. We're playing with normal settings. We could also modify a few different resource parameters, like the starting resources, the damage multiplier that we have in battles and stuff like that, but we are going ahead with the normal settings, I should say. Without further ado, let's start the campaign. In 2062, humanity was at war. A huge sentient and hostile life form known as the Colossals was threatening the Earth, leaving humanity little choice but to start in another galaxy. The Pegasus Expedition was the attempt to achieve that. 3 powers from Earth sent their best fleets on the expedition, the rest focusing on defending Earth until the expedition would return. The Zeus Link fleet sent by the European Union has been put under command, Director. It is now up to you to make a difference. I always like it when we have real political situations being used.
Soldiers, colleagues. You all know very well why we are here, and what we are about to do soon. First, remember this moment, and remember the stakes. We will risk ourselves on behalf of everything you care about, and everyone you ever knew. And when the time comes, you will be troubled. You will doubt. We all will. At that very moment, remember this. Do your best, do what you can, and it will be enough. It will be enough if anything in our power can be. There's no telling how this is going to end. But in the end, one thing will be certain, that we gave it all we had.
Alright, and here we are now in the game itself, in the galaxy overview, right? So we're playing in a galaxy with solar systems that we need to manage, kind of like. And somewhere over here, very close in, we have 2 solar systems, and we do have our fleet. A. Davis, the commander, a tiny fleet right now based on the European Union. Zeus fleet it is, giving us some bonuses here to 10% damage weapon output, and we, well, have a mission. Delve further into Pegasus, further into the galaxy. And we need to go to the Soka system over here. And as we can see, each one of these solar systems can be built something in. So in the system itself, it has different planets, different resources, and we need to find the strengths of these systems and build something on it. Let's move on. And welcome to the Pegasus Galaxy, Director. The Pegasus Expedition has now officially begun. A perimeter around the portal has been formed and the main force is being moved through. So far it's all going according to plan, you could say. So we are the spearhead. Well, how detailed a plan do we actually have? The level of intel we had beforehand was very limited at best. Yeah, we could have made a detailed plan, but without the relevant info it'd be pretty useless from square one. So we really did just jump into the unknown. If you had better ideas for the plan, you could have brought it up a little earlier, though it's not like anyone would have listened. It's just the main critique that was thrown around back home, and it's not like they were exactly wrong. Maybe not, but this is still the best we can do. Alright, so what now? Right now we can't stay around the portal for long, so we need to move into the closest star system to form up. Yes, our recon units are already approaching the Soka system. In there, we gotta set up infrastructure, assess the surroundings, and start making ourselves permanent. My teams are all still on the other side. Once they've come through and set themselves up, we'll still be making sense of all the information. We are not. That does leave the question of dividing the initial systems between us and our allies. I presume the logistics would demand that. So, the Grand Admiral Prun, Director, sorry to interrupt, but we've got an urgent transmission from the recon units in the Soka system. What is it about? They've made contact. Oh, probably not very friendly contact.
It took 9 hours. 9 hours in the Pegasus Galaxy, and we were at war. They didn't fire warning shots. And we weren't going to take it lying down.
Yes, well, things escalated rather quickly, and we are already in the Sorker system where we're being attacked. Now, for the attack, we can see that we have the different targets, and we can decide how we want to approach the battle. So we're not fighting with the ships ourselves, we are making the strategic or tactical decisions. Right now, we need to form a battle formation, and we can, well, decide on what we want to form: an encircling formation, a tight formation, or a circle pattern. Right now we can see that we are approaching the enemy then either from one side full force, or we are encircling them. Let's do this. We can also choose minerals that we have. So we got 15,000 available right now. We also got some rare earth. We got a population of 1,500 and a happiness of 71, even if that doesn't really matter right now. 15,000 minerals though, so we can spend it on, yeah, some boosts to my fleet. Like for example, tier 1, tier 3, tier 3. The highest tier is the most expensive one. Also costs me rare earth, but it would give me the biggest damage, right? To play it safe, let's actually go for one of these, for the highest tier, and lightning strike we get out of that. And we can also go with a morality boost. Now we do have a galactic reputation. Right now we're in diplomat, so we are pretty good, or pretty, you know, positive. And we can, for example, use additional reputation to boost my fleet, but that would actually reduce my reputation, thus getting us closer to Nemesis. So I guess other civilizations would be less likely to trade with us and stuff like that. Let's go with neutral on this one here. And yeah, start the battle. And as we can see, we're firing now onto the enemy ship. And hopefully this is successful. Right now, we are actually losing morale faster than the enemy. And there's my shippies firing back, trying to conquer those planets that we have. So there is a winning battle right now. This is here evenly matched still, right? So they're still fighting for supremacy. Well, this one here we should win. Crazy how far we can zoom in, or how close we can zoom in. These are my ships. Firing back, and we won, right? So what the hell was going on there? We've made contact with something. It appears sentient, perhaps somewhat humanoid, and operates heavily armed space vessels. They fired on sight and we returned the fire. We destroyed a small unit in the Soka system, probably a garrison. So whatever they are, we are now at war with them. What would you do if an unidentified fleet appeared out of nowhere in your star system? They must be terrified. I just hope we didn't start something irreversible. It is unfortunate, but I do not see how we could have done anything differently. We could have not shot back. First contacts like this are probably always a little tense. Well, our little first contact experience is based on Colossals, and they've never negotiated at all. That is all we've experienced so far. So what now? Still, don't have my people here, but I would like to send a team to investigate the enemy remains in the Soka system. You do that when you can. In any case, the Soka system is now secure, and we need to move in and start setting ourselves up as soon as possible. So we need to start up a base that we can have here then. And now, as you can see, a bit of structure appears on the galaxy map. So here we are, European Union, and we are surrounded here by other forces that probably don't like us too much. Right, and we're here. Now, we do have two quests coming up. Hold the Soka system at all costs and move further into the galaxy, right? So towards the galactic core, I guess. Right now, we do have a bunch of fleets available. One of them is damaged pretty heavily, so we are repairing this one too. And yeah, it's still being repaired, right? Can't move for full turn. And down here we have another fleet available to us. Two actually. One is a garrison fleet. So this is just protecting the solar system. The other one is an attack fleet. The attack fleet, we could equip with items, for example, right? So it has a flagship, the Adenauer right now. And we could then put some stuff in that would boost it for a few minerals. Since we have 15,000 minerals, I'm inclined to go ahead and just give us a few more boosts to damage and damage reduction with the battle group coordination system. And we could also go ahead and say the flagship or the carriers and artilleries do 10% damage and also damage reduction. Very good, since we have some materials there. Once again, this is just a garrison fleet. The other two are repairing right now, so we need to wait there a bit. Alright, so far so good. I think that's all that we can do right now. There's nothing to build at the moment, is there? Nope, so we need to end the first turn. Let's go ahead and do this. So all the other forces are moving now. And as we can see, there might be an incoming attack over there, since there's some ships appearing. Alright, turn 2, no one attacked. And this also starts chapter 1 of the campaign, the shiny new horizon.
This was it. We were here with very limited time and nearly endless pressure from home. For better or worse, this was our final plan. We would soon get to see how it would play out.
Sir, our allies have now started moving through the portal and occupying the nearby star systems. So well, we've now surveyed the Soka system and it's not exactly a paradise. Unfortunately not. The planets we have are either toxic, unstable, overly hot or radioactive. We need a foothold, pleasant or not. The second wave is almost ready to move and we should immediately send them to occupy further systems. That means actively causing more conflict with the new civilization we've met. It does. We need some territory and they haven't even mounted a retaliatory attack. One could say that they appear kind of weak, a state we should perhaps take advantage of. Alright. And having some depth in our defenses wouldn't hurt either. So, the second wave is ready and waiting for your orders. So we are now going ahead. And the Korun star system is over here. And I think, yep, we attack now with 2 of my fleets, and we should take them in as well, since they're rather weak, right? So we have way more bonuses here. We could... No, I think not we could. We are going to fight. We're probably also going to use some booster as well, but only a minor one. So, surgical strikes, 20% damage, or... Can we boost both? No. Okay, damage reduction, and movement speed. Let's go ahead with rapid dominance. Quite a lot of enemies we have, so we could once again decide where we want to go. A forced attack into one direction, or we're just encircling them. Alright, this would be good, this would be good. This would be risky, right? Because there's like those two. Okay, I can even move them around a bit. I don't want them to spread out so much, right? This is never a good thing. I think we can go ahead with that. So there's some combined attacks now on both sides. We're going to say neutral. Yep, I also don't want to risk my reputation there at all. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's just see where they're going in. They win here, they win, and here they win too. We could also fire salvos of missiles. That would give us a temporary booster as well. Alright, and as we can see, I think we should win this quite easily. I think I can only... No, I could fire missiles again. They've won here, so they are now moving on to the next system. We can also once again fire some missiles. Cool thing is, if we see that we would lose a battle, we could retreat the ships to another point and merge them together with the other ships. So I can still react to the whole thing. And we've won, quite decisively so. I wasn't expecting anything else. And this gives me now even more space to build something on, right? So the Coron system is what we got. So we are also in the Moram system over there. There's already one of my fleets. So this is still part of the... This is scripted, of course, right? So we have some battles here to fight before they actually react to that. So there's another one. Let's just make an auto battle out of this because it's very decisive. So I don't care really. We can see this, still see the battle. But that was not a challenge really. So we take the Moram system as well. Very good. And another battle we have to secure one more system. And this time we could also fire nuclear weapons to destroy them. And as we can see, that was also rather easy. Using nuclear weapons probably always is. So now that we have a bit more than a Ahsoka system Dr. Lawrence so passionately dislikes, we should do something useful with them. I just dislike the inhospitable planetary features. Yep, so if you don't mind, Director, I'd like to show you the plans we've made to make the best use of these few star systems. Since there won't be a second chance, it's important that we get this right the first time. So please see to it, sir. Alrighty, so there we have it now. The Ahsoka system for starters, and we can now go ahead and build some outposts for them. So we can see the different planets that we have with all of their bonuses and weaknesses. So this one here, for example, is volcanic. It has rare earth richness. It also has a weak magnetic field, probably not very good for an outpost or settlement, that is. We got Ahsoka 1B that has rare earth veins. It's also buildable and volcanic, but it's not hazardous like extreme radiation. So I would like to build an outpost on it. And since this is very rich of earth and metal, I could build an industrial outpost. So we will also have the civilian outpost, where we do need the tech first, a shipyard outpost for building more ships, and a research outpost for building or for researching science. Because of course we also have a research tree that I'm going to look at in a sec. Let's start with an industrial post. We do need minerals after all. And this is going to be built now. Next up here, rocky rare earth rich. Could also go ahead and build one here. I would like to do another industrial outpost. Let's move on to one of the other systems. We got Ser here, desert world, rare earth rich. I would like to go for something interesting. Ship graveyard. That sounds interesting. Let's go ahead and build us a research outpost here. We can research some ships, perhaps, right? With the ship graveyard. So we can also see the bonuses that these planets have. Soka we have. Babib system we don't have yet. Oh, this is hazardous. It's not very good to build something here. Let's rather not do that. And let's also build a shipyard outpost. For that, we can build more ships then. With that, right? And with that, we have finished that mission. We can return to the galaxy map and wait for these outposts to be finished. I could also, since we're probably getting under attack there at some point, move my ships from this area a bit closer here to the central space, right? And as we can see, there's also connections. So these are kind of like the roads that you can use to get to the other systems. So, as I can see, the Soker main system can get attacked from two sides there, so I definitely need to have a few more ships available. Okay, I think I'm ready to end the turn. Yep. We need to wait for these outposts to get established. And this starts turn 3. The leaderships of the 1st Expeditionary Fleet and Al-Mus Tamara have established themselves here in the Wake and Shioko system, respectively, and they would like to discuss the situation. They've called the first meeting of the Earth War Council, or the EWC for short. It is an assembly of the military leaders of the fleets. Technically speaking, you're not allowed to participate, sir. The EWC doesn't represent our command structure perfectly, but its structure, it is essentially precisely what the whole body is for, a compromise. I'll maintain a connection with you throughout the meeting. We're not making any decisions. So we are ready to send the Grand Admiral Perrin over there. Yes. Alright, I think those are the admirals now. Welcome, colleagues, to the first meeting of the Earth War Council. Admiral Samuel Reed of the 1st Expeditionary Fleet, good to meet you. I'm Grand Admiral Elodie Perrin. I'm the ranking military officer, but not the highest authority. Yes, I've heard of your interesting command structure. Shouldn't soldiers lead this kind of a military expedition? The military part isn't the whole truth, Admiral Reed. Perhaps not, but we've certainly found ourselves fighting for every planet and star so far. We've read the reports of your first contact. Not ideal, but hard to avoid. Whatever they are, we've hit a soft spot. I would even call it ideal. Based on the bits and pieces we've managed to translate, we're fighting a political entity called the Roar Clan, which is a part of a much larger civilization called the Melstirak. And how do they view us? We haven't made contact with other clans of theirs yet. This is all based on the information we've gained from our rather sizable Melstirak population in the Shioko system. Holy cow. That's even better if they want to defend this Roar Clan. They'd already be here, so there's nothing stopping us from taking over everything they have. Alright, this feels excessive. Does the Zeus-Link fleet have a stance on this? We should avoid excessive aggression. And yeah, we should do that. I admit that we should refrain from any excessive violence or provoking anyone else. I mean, I think that should be the right one, right? First contact, we should not be exploiting them. And so it's decided. Alright, with that we have some foundation here. And as we can see, my population now starts to climb. So the next turn starts. Another issue is that we can't settle people at the moment. We have some outposts, but larger scale settling would need larger scale infrastructure. And oh, there is a planet though that would support it in the Roar Clan system, and it might be a good idea to grab it while they are the only ones hostile to us. And it's the Bow system, not far from our current border. Unfortunately, there aren't any sensible alternatives. So if we want to set up, we will probably need to conquer them. And with that, we also need to start some researching. Let's go ahead. Up here we have it, science tree. And we can now go ahead with the Pegasus Habitation Protocol. The first research will cost me 20 science points. And this allows me then to construct settlements, which is very important on our way to settle on this in this galaxy. And as we can see, there is quite the extensive research tree with a lot of things that you can go ahead with that unlock us you more ships, new tech to exploit planets, and also more defensive structures down the road then. Very, very cool stuff here. Lots of stuff that you can do. Alright, with that, the settlement has been founded, and we can make our way through the galaxy now, also finding new species, other forces, conquer or get conquered. I hope not. And would continue onwards like this. I hope you enjoyed this preview gameplay of the Pegasus Expedition, available on Steam on June 20th now. If you're interested in this game, have a look at the link in the video description. Other than that, I wish you all the best. Cheers!